Okay, hi. This is Vance Stevens, and I'm just going to get some other people in here. Hang on a minute. Okay, yeah, this is Learning Together. Just check, it's the very first time I've done this, you know. The first time I've hosted a WizIQ session. I've been in WizIQ sessions, but haven't actually hosted one. Today is Sunday, January 6, 2014. This is our first Learning Together podcast for the year 2014. And Learning Together is at learningtogether.net. And let's see, basically, waiting for Morteza Barin. Barin, I suppose. Barin. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. I'll ask him. But his name is Morteza. He's from Iran. And, oh, Punan is here. Punan Bohra. Hi. Punan from India. How are you? Let me see if I can. I was just explaining when I do ICQ with IQ sessions, I like to give people audio and video. And so I'll give you the capability. Let's try audio to begin with. I'll see if I can get the voice. You should have it. Okay. Do you have audio? And how are you today?
Yeah, I have.
Ah, good. Okay.
I'm very fine.
All right. Well, shall we try?
Attend your session.
Shall we try video? If you want.
Yeah, we can. No problem.
Okay. All right. Let me just click in your video. And it's always nice to see who's here. I was explaining what the session is about. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hi, how are you? Okay, that's great. Sometimes video can run down the bandwidth, so we might have to cut it off. But it's always good at the beginning of a recording anyway to get the heads on the screen. As you can see, there's a slide show up. That's Morteza Barin. We're waiting for him. And he's actually with me in Skype. So, and he's launching the class. And he's from Iran. And I was explaining that the reason I'm using WizIQ, normally I don't use it. In fact, I was actually explaining on the recording before you appeared. Maybe you heard me. I don't know. This is my first WizIQ session.
That was in June, when we started with MOOC. You were there, I think.
But I didn't host it.
I
didn't host it.
Guest speaker.
I was there.
Yeah, you were a guest speaker.
Nellie was running the show. Yeah, this is my first time. Yeah, there was a guest. That's right. So it's not that I've never used WizIQ. But it's just the first time I've ever done it myself. So I didn't really know what to expect. I'm just making a little Ribena. Do you like Ribena? A black currant drink. I like to add it to some fizzy water. Anyway. Okay. Makes it sweet.
I'm from Delhi.
Okay, so, well, where are you from? From Delhi. Okay.
I teach
all right, and what do you do?
11 and 12. I've been teaching for the last 24 years. I teach economics as well as business studies.
Okay, can you say that again?
I teach economics as well as business studies.
You teach economics? Oh, okay. Are you using tablet computers?
We are actually, school students are not allowed to bring any of those gadgets. So although we have our computer lab, so we sometimes take them there. We have smart boards in the classroom. So sometimes we use that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. But the students are discouraged from.
Cannot bring.
They can't bring their own
That's
devices.
not allowed at all.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, actually, where I am, we just started using iPads. I'm in
no, they
the
have
college
their iPads.
uses.
They use it, but they're not allowed to bring it to the classroom.
Oh, okay. Oh, do you advise them on apps that they can use?
No.
Or do you
I
use
have my
an
laptop
iPad
only.
yourself?
I use laptop. No,
yeah.
I would prefer an iPad.
You prefer laptop
but
to
I haven't
iPad?
purchased it as yet.
I'm not sure I like iPad. I'm just not used to the app mentality, for one thing. And also, it frustrates me when I can't see where my files are.
Yeah.
And so
the only
there's
benefit is it's very small. I know you can carry it wherever you want to.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've got one here, and WizIQ works on it. But I discovered that if I go on to WizIQ, sorry, I dropped my stylus. Okay, stylus for the iPad. If I go on to WizIQ on the iPad, then it bumps me off here, and it seems to know who I am. I don't know why, because I log off with IQ on the iPad and then go on as if I'm pretending to be somebody else, but it recognizes who I am. Here's Morteza. Okay, Morteza, let me give you a microphone. Can you hear us okay, Morteza? Can you write in the chat? And he says hi, Vance. So, okay, let me give Morteza. This is Poonam from Delhi. We're just having a little chat. So I'm giving Morteza, let's see, I can give you both write permission. Since we're very few people here, we might as well have a little chat, whatever, and be all equal. Instead of, we're not really here to give a presentation. We're actually, the reason we're here is Morteza recently got a tablet, not an iPad, but an Android tablet. And he was wanting to know how to use it, or what apps are good. So I suggested, why don't we meet here and then try to crowdsource it, if we attracted some people, any experts. But at a slight disadvantage, where I work, we've been on a holiday for the last month. And we just came back from holiday yesterday. And I was only able to tell the teachers where I am, and a lot of them use iPads and are very good with apps. But I was only able to tell them yesterday. The ones I told, they said, "Oh, but I'll be here then, or I'll be," because it's evening here in Abu Dhabi. I'm in Abu Dhabi. No, sorry, I'm in Al Ain. I'm the Abu Dhabi Emirate of the United Arab Emirates in Al Ain. Oh, so somehow Morteza did not get, he didn't get the video and the audio. It's working, but it's not giving it to him yet. Okay, so we'll give him a chance. But anyway, Morteza is a very persistent, he has a persistent interest in technology. He's very assiduous and energetic in his applications of technology. I guess while we're waiting for him, I'll tell you a little story. One time I was invited to, I believe it was to Rasht. I think they had a conference I believe it was in Rasht, in Iran. But, oh, he's gone offline. Oh, too bad. Oh, okay. Well, connecting from Iran, so there's so many odd things about Iran, unfortunately.
To have a continuous connection. if it is Iran.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's why I'm talking about how hard he tries. You know, he really tries really hard. And so they invited me to come to this conference and speak at it, but they wouldn't. They couldn't get me a visa, so I couldn't go. So the conference came on, and Morteza somehow communicated to me that he was going to use Illuminate, or Blackboard Collaborate now, and he did that, and we connected in his session. So he turned his session over to me, and well, or just in a chat with me, so he can combine his presentation with a connection with me. So he brought me into this conference using Illuminate, which was working at the time, and I've met with him in Illuminate. He says it requires a bit more. Okay. Over here, I've got another computer that I have Skype on. That's where I'm communicating with Morteza. Okay. So we tested Illuminate, and it wasn't working. He thinks it needs it needs more bandwidth, and so we tried some other things. We tried Big Marker. We finally settled on WizIQ, and it worked. We tested it the other day. It worked just fine. He was in the connection, for some time. I think maybe it was on Saturday. So we talked for an hour and tested everything, and now it doesn't seem to work. He says he can't hear. Okay, let me just. He's saying in Skype he can't hear. I'm just telling you he doesn't show as present. I'm going to tell him to shut down and come back in. Okay, yeah, I guess he thinks he's in the session, but he's complaining that he can't hear us. Okay, so he's got that message. So anyway, oh, here he is. He's back again. Okay, good. All right. Let's turn off the videos. That might help. Let's see if that helps his connection. Whoops. Let's see. Okay, Poonam, I've turned off your mic as well. I'm going to give you back just the mic, and then I have to figure out how to turn my video off. Oh, here's how I turn my video off. Okay. Your mic is coming back. Okay, my video is stopped. I believe my mic is still working. Okay. So, yeah. So another problem is that we run our Learning Together sessions through a wiki, PB Wiki. How do you find out about our sessions? Through WizIQ?
Sessions are quite good. Every time I attend a session, I feel like attending more sessions. As I try to understand something new, I want to understand more things. That urge to learn is always there. So I enjoy every session.
But how do you find out about our session? How did you find out? How did you come here? Because
it was through LinkedIn.
Ah, okay. Through LinkedIn. That's interesting.
I actually long time back, and I think around in 2009 or 10, I actually read an article. It was by getting his name. So I was very much interested. I got interested to learn online teaching, how to go about it. But I didn't know how should I learn, from where should I learn. So I got myself enrolled in LinkedIn. And there, when I was just getting connected with people, and there I found Dr. Nelly's. this thing that she's
Okay.
going to start first this thing online teaching sessions in the month of June. I think that was the first MOOC. So I just
Uh-huh.
grabbed the opportunity and I just enrolled, got myself enrolled. It was very tough initially. I didn't know, I was so confused. I didn't know how to start and what to do and where to go. I mean, because that was the first time I was actually trying to understand the intricacies of the technology. Before that, I knew about it, but I didn't know much about, I didn't know the details. I mean, how can one actually go about it? So it took a lot of time to understand me how the things are actually, I mean, can be worked upon. So,
Mm.
but I was very persistent and I was really determined that I must learn it. I mean, because this is the best way one can connect with the students, with the not only your students outside the class, one can also connect with the global audience. That was what was really fascinating, and I really wanted to be into it. And I wanted to be the
Uh-huh.
expert. I still want to be the expert to just know everything about what is going on in the in this new world. So I
Mm-hmm.
tried my
Okay.
level best. I tried to do although because there was the best part is that it is synchronous as well as is how I could, although it took a lot of time for me to complete the assignments and to understand how the things are to be worked out. But I was decided. I was determined. So now I have
Mm-hmm.
some sort of control over it. I know now how the things are. So I'm trying to do it as best as I can.
Okay. Um, I'd like to welcome Magda, and I've been trying to give Magda um, microphone permission, but it's not accepting it. And he doesn't have a webcam. So since Morteza isn't here, I decided to turn our webcams back on.
Mm,
We're having trouble getting Morteza,
mm,
whose name is on the slides.
mm,
He's having trouble getting here, and he's in Iran, so that's the reason for it.
mhm,
Oh, there's Teresa. Teresa, wonderful. Let me see if I can. Teresa is from Portugal, and I don't know. She might be the one person here who is actually using tablets in class with students. That'd be very useful. She's a teacher of children, and she teaches English in Portugal, and she's developing some interesting materials, which she might tell us a little bit about. Now, I'm having trouble giving her a microphone, too. Let me try, let's see. I'm not able to give Magda a microphone. I'm not able to give Teresa a microphone. Morteza, who's presenting today, or, well, anyway, you know, in Learning Together, we're very informal. So, and we're always experimenting. And the experiment today is this is really the first time for me to conduct a WizIQ session. So I'm quite happy. It's working out very well with Poonam and I. We're having a nice conversation. Poonam is in Delhi, and she's a teacher of economics there. And she's apparently pretty keen on technology and has been sort of using Nellie Deutsch's sessions, I think. Is that correct? That's the ones you're talking about?
yeah.
And you found out about them on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. Okay. Teresa, I'm still trying to give you a microphone. And here's Morteza. Yes, okay. Let's switch off the webcams, just in case that helps. So there we go. Oops. I switched off Poonam's webcam. It switched off her mic as well. Okay. Bye-bye, webcam. In case that helps. Now Poonam's mic is back. My mic never went away. I'm trying to give Morteza the microphone. I've tried Magda and Teresa. Magda, can you write in the... Yes, okay, you did write in the text chat. Maybe you could tell us where you're from. And what you do. Morteza can't hear. Okay. Yes. That's Poonam. She's the only one with a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was explaining that Morteza has recently got himself an Android device, and he was interested in finding out how people are using tablets, basically. And as soon as we get this working, I'm still unable to.
Is Morteza doing some kind of a research?
Well, yeah, he actually, his slides are some research he did into one study of how to, well, one research project at the University of Alabama, and anyway, basically he's here to learn. I'm here to learn too.
Yes.
Teresa says, yes, she says she doesn't know why she doesn't have audio. You know, it could be I had to switch from Chrome to Firefox. Teresa, what browser are you using? Are you using Chrome by any chance? Okay, she says she'll do that, so maybe she is in Chrome. Actually, yes, okay. Yeah, try popping out and coming back in Firefox, and that might work. I was unable to get audio in Chrome. I wasn't able to get my mic working. Okay, thanks. She's going to pop out and try that. And for Morteza, not sure. I'll try Morteza again. I'll see if I can give him some tools. He says he can't hear us either. Okay. Okay, well, so Poonam, I suppose we might as well enjoy our conversation. So let's see. So how long have you been? When you're using computers with your students, what do you talked about how stimulating it is to connect students to the world, but they don't actually, well, you take them to the lab. In class, they don't have devices. You have a computer.
Yeah,
and
we
you
use
can.
smart board.
We
use smart board. So we prepare presentations sometimes, and we show them some videos sometimes, and then we carry on with the discussion. And they enjoy. They enjoy MCQs. They enjoy some kind of. Sometimes they enjoy videos also. So they like it. They like it. And
do you mean that
some of them are? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just wondering when. This gets to an issue I'd like to discuss, but when you're at the head of the class, you show the videos, and they like those videos. Is that what you're saying? You're controlling the computer?
No, children control.
Magda got.
They control.
The children control it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so they're using a smart board. They come up to the board and they. They come up to the front of the class and they use the board.
Right, right.
Or do you have a tablet that you can pass around?
No. We don't have tablet. I told you, we are not allowed to use all those things. But we can use smart board as much as we can, as much as we want to.
Okay.
So
give me an idea of how they use it. What do they do when they use the smart board?
We have a control room. We go to the control room before the class, beforehand, and prepare the lesson or plan the lesson or the activity, what is to be done. So when we enter the classroom, then I just announce that we are going to have lessons through the smart board. So one or two students volunteer themselves to come up and handle the whole thing. switching on, off, conducting the discussion, whatever has to be done. So they conduct it, and yeah, and I mean they take care of the whole equipment, and they just discuss anything that, suppose although it is interactive sometimes, but not all the time. But when we have MCQs and all, there's a lot of discussion, lot of communication among them about the correct answer. So that's how it takes place.
Okay. There we go. Things are going here now. We've got Teresa from Portugal. She's on the webcam, and her mic is working. Magda's mic is working. He doesn't have a webcam. Morteza is lost, but anyway, he says he's coming back. He's on Skype. I've got him over here on Skype. So he's in Iran, and that explains why really he can't. He's having trouble joining us, but it might start working. You never know. We on Saturday, I was explaining, we did test it. We were online for about an hour.
Nice to meet you.
How are you today?
I am fine, and you? Hello, Magda. Nice to meet you.
Oh, wonderful! I can hear you perfectly.
Great.
This is Poonam.
Hello.
Poonam is in Delhi, in India.
Hello, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa. How are you?
Teresa.
Pronounce it correct.
You
Teresa.
pronounce it so well.
Teresa. It's Teresa.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Great to
Hi,
be here with
Teresa.
you.
How, Teresa?
It took her a long.
Thank you.
I'm
Same
fine.
here.
Yeah. It's nice to see you.
So, Teresa, why don't you tell us? I've been talking for some time with Poonam. But Teresa, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing these days? Teresa is retired. You know, I think I'm going to switch off the video because I'm getting some indication of problem. I'll switch off my video.
I can't.
Claire has arrived. Can you hear us, Teresa? Uh-oh, Teresa just popped off.
Yeah.
Okay. Poonam, I'm going to turn off the video
I
again.
turned off the video.
Can you hear me okay, Poonam? Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can give Claire audio.
Great.
Okay, so we've got audio.
Morteza.
And Morteza can hear us. Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, no problem. I was in a session with Eric Baber one time, and it was in the early days. You probably know Eric. He had a session, and he had the video on at the beginning of the session, and then he said it would help audio if you switched it off, and so he did that. And then he asked us at the end of the session if we noticed that the audio that the video was off, because it turns out there's a theory here that when you show video, you don't need to have it there the whole time. Just showing it, establishes that presence that you're that's its advantage. It makes you more real. So we saw you there. We saw you moving, and now we can use closure, to keep that impression going. All right, so everybody has mics. We haven't heard from Magda. We haven't heard from Claire.
Hello.
She just arrived. We were going to maybe hear from Teresa. Okay, that's Claire.
Hi.
Hi, Claire.
Hello, Claire.
Yes, okay, we got you.
Hello.
This sounds
Hi, Clarina.
like Claire in Chandigarh. Hello, we hear you.
Very
Can
well.
you hear us? Excellent. Okay. So Teresa and Claire come from different countries, but they both speak the same languages. They speak English and Portuguese. And I don't know where Magda is from.
Maybe Morteza?
But, well, our agenda today was to talk about talk about apps for tablets. We could do that, but on the other hand, it was really for Morteza's benefit. I'm curious, did I advance the slides, or is someone else able to do that? I'm just curious. The slides have moved. Did someone else do that?
I clicked. Maybe that did it.
Well, he's not here, so. Ah, okay. So, well, I'm just curious how it works. Yeah, go ahead and read. You can page through them if you want. It's just one study that Morteza had a look at, and so yeah, you can page through and have a look if you want. Let's see. Now, everyone has right privileges except for Claire. So this is this is just trying to figure out how things are working, because it's the first time for me to conduct an a Wiz IQ session. Okay, I've just given Claire right privileges as well. So anyway, well, I've been talking with Poonam, who is an economics teacher in Delhi, and she uses computers in the classroom. She has a smart board, and the students come up to the smart board, and we were talking about some activities that she does with that. Here's Morteza's made it back again. So maybe, Teresa, we were going to, you could tell us for the recording, this is being recorded, so people might listen to it later. So you could tell us, I know you were teaching elementary school, I think, for a long time, teaching English, but you're off into different things now. What are you doing now?
Working, doing a different kind of work that I've been doing with the webheads, although I will also be doing the kind of work that I learned from the webheads, which is EdTech, educational technology. So in our newsletter, which come out, I think every 2 months, I will be doing because they're usually 3-hour workshops from 5:30 or 6:30 to 8:30, 9:30 p.m. But anyway, I love teacher training in Web 2.0 tools. And as I said yesterday to the webheads and becoming a webhead 2014 group, I'm also with this new very small group, actually 6, working, doing a different kind of work that I've been doing with the webheads, although I will also be doing the kind of work that I learned from the webheads, which is EdTech, educational technology. So in our newsletter, which come out, I think every 2 months, I will be doing the EdTech section of it. This group is called Radical English. Started getting together. It was Judy in Canada who started herding the cats, Vance, like you did. So she herded a few cats back in February 2012. So it's going on 2 years. And then most of them, except for me, met in England in November 2012. I was with them through Skype. We all presented about our different areas of English and of expertise, so to say. We have people involved with grammar, like Rita Baker, who just put out a book called Brain Power, which is very interesting, and people into pronunciation and accent reduction, like Peggy Tharp, and then Judy Thompson in Canada, who's interested and who has been working with her English phonetic alphabet, the EPA, which has an app for iPads and iPhones. So it's a very interesting dictionary. It's based on colors. She says that there are 16 vowel sounds in English and they correspond to different colors. So when she first published her EPA dictionary several years ago in print, it comes out in different colors because all of the words are put together in colors like, words sounding like pink, words sounding like yellow, words sounding like orange, like blue. For example, in Twitter, Judy is blue because Jew, the U in Judy is the U in blue, things like that. And we have Judith, in Hungary, who is doing excellent work with young learners. She created these word boards, and they're very interesting. Kids learn vocabulary very fast. So it's quite an interesting group of people that I came upon and joined. And I myself started back 10 years ago, back in January 2003, creating my own strategy to make pronunciation of English simpler for my students, and that was based on and is based on bridging the L1 and the L2. So I started using Portuguese sounds to help my students, my 5th and 6th grade, also 7th grade at a certain point, students pronounce words in English, and they were very enthusiastic about it, started making great progress in pronunciation, and I'm now working on an e-dictionary that I hope will be published soon, but I still have a lot to do regarding it. So that's what I'm really doing at the moment, thanks.
And you can tell you can fill an hour later for us, because I'd be very interested to find out more. Maybe have some of your group join us. That would be very interesting to hear. Can I ask Claire, maybe if you could briefly just tell us who you are and what you do, and you're in India now, just like Poonam, in a different city. And then
very well.
I had to restore Morteza's mic a moment ago, but we'll get Morteza. We'll hand it over to Morteza. So Claire, maybe
can you hear me?
What you're up to?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm a senior English language fellow. I'm working in Chandigarh, India, which is about 4 hours to the north of New Delhi. I'm working at the Regional Institute of English. I'm doing teacher training and especially integrating technology into teaching. I recently did a workshop in Jodhpur, which is in the state of Rajasthan, and there we were introducing tablets to some English teachers. So, and also I'm creating some online courses. So that's basically what I'm doing these days.
Okay.
Yes,
and you just said goodbye to your husband.
My husband was here for 17 days. My son was here for a week, and we went around and did the typical tourist things, Taj Mahal, Jaipur, etc. And my husband, I just took him to the bus station. He has a bus that will take him directly to the airport in New Delhi, because he has to go back and teach his own class in integrating technology and language. So basically, yeah. So he was here for 17 days altogether. My son was here for a week. So a good time was had by all.
It's nice to know that you are in India. I wish we could meet.
Yes, we'll have to exchange emails. I'll put my email here and send me some email. Maybe are you in Delhi?
Yeah, I'm in Delhi, New Delhi.
Maybe we can get together. I'm putting my email address here in the text box.
Okay. Let me write mine also. Yeah.
Okay, so before we lose Morteza, I want to make sure we give him some time. So Morteza, how are you? Can you hear us okay? Yes, please do. Please speak.
Okay. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello everybody, you're welcome to our session. I am Morteza Barin from Islamic Republic of Iran, Khoy city in West Azerbaijan. I'm one of the interested in webheads and also online teaching and learning. Newly, I bought a tablet device for my students, and after 30 years, I got retired this year, but I'm teaching at universities and colleges now, and I would like to expand teaching and learning in different places with online devices, online tools. And lately I asked Vance to help me how can I find some applications for my tablet to teach and to improve my students' learning and teaching. And he asked me to make this session and ask about the how to use these kinds of devices in teaching and learning, especially in language teaching. I had different researches, and I found some applications. One of them was Quizlet. Quizlet enables every teacher and student to make some tests and to test it in a regular time, and also to see the answers and to see the result. It was very nice for me. I'd like to ask you to help me to see to your ideas, and I would like to hear from you more about how to use this kind of devices, mobile devices, and also tablets in our daily teaching and learning. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd like to point out we have a little place where you can write things that you would like to contribute. Let's see if I can, oh, hang on a minute. I'm trying to paste into the text chat. This is a little Titanpad we started. If I can send it. There we go. So I'm not sure if Quizlet is there, but Quizlet is a well-known suite of exercise types that you can use. I've used it on the laptop. I wonder, Magda just came back in. Can you hear us okay, Magda? You could write in the text box if you can, because we don't seem to be able to give you the microphone. But anyway, so somebody named Juan Soto has just arrived in the Titanpad. Interesting. Okay. So does anybody have any thing that, is anybody here using apps with students? Maybe Teresa, do you have much familiarity with, and Claire, I don't know, what are you using there in Chandigarh? Are you using iPads or Android devices or?
Right now, not too much.
Yeah, if you can think of anything off the top of your head that would be useful to us, you could pop it into that Titanpad. I'll just make sure it's here on the, I'll put it back in the text chat so it's handy. Well, in our situation in the UAE, we were teaching for some time. I'm at the what do they call it? The Air Force Academy, I suppose. It's the Khalifa bin Zayed Air College, but it's the Air Force Academy for the UAE. And you would think it would be provide tools for all the students. I think somebody is not using a microphone or a headset.
Yeah.
And I saw one on Poonam. If you're not using a headset, maybe you could mute your mic.
I'm using it.
So, yeah, I saw one. I saw you had one. So it should be either Morteza, Claire, or Teresa, or yeah. Anyway, okay. So yeah, okay. And Teresa and Claire have just muted. The echo has gone away. So okay. So I hope you can get your. I hope you can unmute like you can in Hangout. If you have any trouble with that, just type in the text chat and I can unmute you. Okay, so anyway, in our situation, we were for some time teaching without devices. I think it was just kind of a procurement problem. For a long time we were in Poonam's situation. We had a smartboard in the class and the teacher had control of the smartboard. And eventually the students got laptops, and once the students got laptops, then a lot of issues in class disappeared because control of that computer, to do something productive toward the curriculum, or just play around, watch. We watched a lot of Breaking Bad on it. This turned out to be a pretty neat TV show, actually. But anyway,
I would like to add something.
Huh?
We have a dynamics club in our school. That is the students who are very much interested in technology. They have their own club. They organize competitions. They will make games, computer games, and they do a lot of work. The whole of editing work is to be done by them. They take care of the school's website, and they do everything. So it's a small group of students, and everybody is interested to join the group, but they are given the written test. If they are able to clear the written test, only then they are included in the dynamics club. Otherwise, they are not there. But there is a lot of competition among the students who would like to be in dynamics club because this club is very active, and they not only update the website and do all kind of things, but they also organize computer-based competitions, inter-school competitions. So everyone would like to be a part of that club. So they are very active that way.
Okay. Good. Well, I understand that your students are possibly more motivated than ours for learning English or economics or.
Not most of them. It's very difficult to bring them to the class.
As you said, they have to earn. They have to earn their. They have to earn their ability to use the computers, to take control of their devices, which I think is very good. In our situation, the students have to earn their marks through working in class, and but what I was saying was that when the students got their devices, the issue of control of the class disappeared. Now they have control. Each one of them has a device. They can do what they like. They're happy, and I can do project-based work. These happen to be laptops. Yeah, so that. That's how.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to complete. They may be using all these devices, but because they need to appear in the board exam, and it all depends on how they write, what they write, not what they are doing it on laptop or how much technology they know. That's okay. That's besides the point. But to get into a college, they also need to score marks. They also need to score good grades. So then technology is nowhere in the picture. They have to write it and score marks. Not that they're using computer to score marks. It's not that.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's one thread of what's going on where I'm teaching. Another thread that's coming from me is to the new group of students is going to get iPads. And so the teachers have all taken iPads. We've done some training, or we've done some explanations on finding things. For example, we found something called Explain Everything. Has anybody used that one, Explain Everything? I don't know if you're aware of it, but anyway, it's kind of I find iPads to be a little bit difficult to use compared to laptops. Although they work very well. They're very colorful and appealing and intuitive for some people, but you never know where your data is. It's in the cloud, basically. But in any event, if you've got the moves down, if you've got the habits down, if you can track where things are, then something like Explain Everything is really kind of interesting. I saw someone give a presentation on Explain Everything, and he wanted to convey something to the class, and he was looking around for an app because he was using his iPad as the presentation tool. He was looking for an app to convey what he wanted to give the audience. Maybe he wanted to write a URL or something like that. And he was looking for opening up other documents to try and do that. And I said, why don't you just use Explain Everything? And he kind of went, oh, yeah. So, it's very difficult to get in the groove, I think, with these devices. And people who use them find they have, they don't work seamlessly. As some things are easier to do on iPad and some things are easier to do on laptop. For example, another app that's very good is Dropbox. If you want to, Dropbox is actually so excellent, it will sync on your laptop and on your iPad. And that means you can put a file on your laptop and it will then appear on your iPad in the Dropbox folder. But it's very difficult to manage from the iPad, but you can manage it from the laptop. But here again, you need one. Morteza, go ahead. I'm sorry, I've held the floor for way too long.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh,
what I find in the comparison between tablets and oh, excuse me. Okay, in comparison between two devices, between tablets and laptops. In laptop, we can edit, we can write, we can add very easily. But unfortunately, in tablets, it was very difficult for me to add, to edit, such as Microsoft Office devices, such as PowerPoint. And also Word. It was very difficult for me to do. Go ahead, Vance, please. Okay. Go ahead, please. Okay, go ahead. I finished my word. Okay. I found, as I said. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
sorry.
I have. Sometimes I have the problem here too.
Yes. Yeah. You're okay. I understood you to say. I know some people are having trouble understanding because I think it's the connection from you.
Okay.
We're hearing.
Let me ask the audience, and I would like to know if it's possible, if you are using any devices, any tablets or mobile devices, and using some education applications, would you please tell it to us and describe and explain about them? If you are using any devices, tablet devices or iPad devices. No idea? Vance, can you hear me? Vance? Okay.
I think we talked a little bit about that. It turns out that Claire is not using tablets. Teresa is going to buy an iPad, but she's isn't using it yet. I was explaining that I'm not
Okay.
really using it. What about Juan? Juan is here. He was in the Titanpad, and he's managed now to find the. I'm just offering him the mic, so let's see if maybe Juan, can you hear us okay? And if so, you should get the mic in a moment, and you can tell us if you have any experience with using tablet devices, Android or iPad, with students. I should say that the nature of our learning together is exactly what it says. It's you know, even though I think some of the issues, like of who has control in the class, I think it's so important for students to have control. They feel they're so much happier. As Ben was saying, the ones who are very dynamic are the ones who take control over their own learning. That's an interesting situation in the dynamic class that they have. Now, Juan has the mic now. So, Juan, would you like to tell us who you are and how you've come here, what you do? Can you speak? Can you hear us okay?
Hello, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Sure.
Hello.
Good morning from this
Yeah,
side
yeah.
of the world. I'm in New York. I am
From where?
in New York right now. I am originally from the Dominican Republic, and I
Okay.
have been in some EVO conferences in the past, but I'm just a returning professor. Experiences with teaching.
Okay. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Experiences teaching with iPad, I haven't had any. However, I did buy an Iconia 300 tablet, which I
Okay.
tried to experiment with it. I created a password for the screen. Time came, time went by, and guess what? I forgot the password. Now I'm having problems trying to recover that password. But I haven't had any experience teaching with iPads. I know my students have used them. I've seen them using them and trying to get used to using them. And I know there is a lot to learn and a lot to share with the students this device. I
What do you
teach English, let's say basic levels for the Autonomous University of Santo Domingo, known as UASD. I also teach English phonetics and some advanced levels like conversations, English conversation. And I have been teaching a course I created using my own cyberspace. I created a course called Online Teaching for Language Learning and Teaching, online resources for language learning and teaching. I taught this course.
Vance, can you hear? I'm
I
not
taught this
hearing now.
course for 3 sessions.
Nothing
Can you hear me well?
Nah.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear.
Let's see. Morteza can't hear, so I think we'd better tell him that we can
Okay,
hear
may I
fine.
go on?
Yes, yes, please. Yeah. Do you have a link you could put into the text chat of the course?
Okay,
any
sure.
courses you
I'll do
created?
that as soon as I'm done talking, and I'll share it with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I taught these courses, and students were very, very excited about using technology and this type of online resources. I based it on free resources that I learned from past EVO conferences. Uh, and I once met Vance, I think it was in Colorado, when we were there with Ohio University. So I think that was our first encounter, first and only one encounter we have had face-to-face. Yeah, so let me go ahead and search for that link and I'll share it with you guys. Any questions?
How long ago did we meet? I don't know if
Not
I've been
Denver,
in Colorado
and then
lately,
must have been
so-
somewhere else. Maybe Boston, 2010. It was at a TC.
no, the TESOL. Maybe Salt
No,
Lake.
I didn't make it to Salt Lake.
Was it Denver? Maybe it was Denver. Yes, of course. Big blizzard.
I
was
know,
Denver, wasn't it?
Nina. It was Denver,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
there
it
was
was
a
Denver.
blizzard
Uh-huh.
over there.
Yeah.
I met Nina Lycos at that time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, let me go ahead and search for that link so I can share it with you guys. All right.
Okay. All right. I should mention there's a timer running here. There are 8 minutes, almost 9, but coming down to 8 minutes in the class. I'm not going to extend it because my wife has just arrived, and so I'm going to go ahead and let it end on time. Morteza is asking if there's... she said, yes, okay. Teresa has said that she has some apps in her Delicious, of course, and we'll share those. I've got lots of curated content on Scoopits and things like that. So I suppose, I try to keep track of apps. In fact, actually, there are a couple of really, I think I've already put some links in the Titanpad, but there are some kind of good ones. I'll dig them out of my multiliteracies Scoopit. I've got some links to some apps there. There's quite a lot, of course, written about apps. Morteza has just got his tablet, and he was asking about what we could tell him. I said to him, and he agreed, you need to share with us. And so he did a little bit of research, part of that slide presentation that's up there, and he also took pains to present to us Quizlet, which he found. So this is kind of important. I think, that if you want to learn from other people, you have to share with them. So I appreciate that. But it's kind of a shame that none of us have any real experience that we could really give to him. The teachers I work with use iPads a lot because it's an iPad university, but it's just that my students haven't had them. And but maybe I could ask you if you've noticed, do your students bring their own devices, and so some of them have iPads, or how does that work? Is it a bring your own device kind of situation that they're in?
Yes, and the situations where they have brought in their devices, I have had them look up words in the dictionary. There are some sites where they can actually record their own voice, like vocaro.com. So I have them do some pronunciation exercises where they have to record and then go to the original. They have the original audio of the CD that we are, and then they compare what they recorded versus what was on the original CD, and they try to improve on their own as they have a chance to use this device to do voice recordings. And I think that was very productive. One of the things that I like the most about being able to have this device in class. And yeah, those are mainly the two resources we have used based on the iPad.
Yeah, I think because we're trying to get to come to grips with iPads, because we know that we'll be using them. When we have staff meetings, I find that iPads are kind of neat to take to a staff meeting because it gets email really well, and you can sort of pull that in. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I've got to notice 5 more minutes left in the class. So what we tend to do is if we have a meeting or if we have even
Okay.
a professional development session. Yeah, Morteza, you're back? Somebody said okay. Anyway, we'll have a mix of devices, and so we might be showing something on a laptop, but people will be trying to get it on their iPads and vice versa. And so because we're kind of in the middle there, we find a lot of things, like, for example, take Blackboard Collaborate Illuminate. It can be used on a laptop. It's actually better on a laptop because the app is a little bit limited. But so you find differences in some of the apps don't have all the functionality of the laptop version, or you might even find the opposite, that there's an app that has a laptop version that doesn't really do what it does so well on the device it was designed for. But maybe we could talk a little bit about frustration too. Did you find any? Yeah. Are there some things that are frustrating to do on a laptop or on an iPad? Do you find that? I mean, for example, the most frustrating thing for me is being used to having a file system. Even I've got Windows 8 on one computer here, and that one, that has a directory system if you can find it, if you know how to find it, but sometimes the device just likes to take over. It thinks that you want to see videos and Netflix and things like that, and then it just takes over and it pushes stuff at you in front of what you're trying to do. But, you know, it just takes some getting used to, I guess. So many little hand flicks and finger flicks you can do on an iPad, things that are frustrate you, someone will show you how to do it, and then, oh, okay. Is anybody else using the 2 devices? There's Delin. Delin is a teacher in Taiwan. She actually also teaches at a military college, an Air Force Academy in Taipei, or actually it's in Kaohsiung. And we had a session together recently. Let's see, I've got to do a little timekeeping here. If I can get this up. It looks like we have 2 minutes left. So actually we're coming down to the end of the session. And Claire says right now she's using both an iPad and an Android. Maybe that's about it. Let's see, I'm trying to give you back the mic. There you go. Your mic is open.
Okay.
Oh, for me?
Yep.
Okay.
May I speak
ahead.
once?
Go ahead, Juan.
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Once, may I speak?
Oh, yes. Well, actually, you know, we have only a minute left in the session, so Morteza, why don't you go ahead and take us out? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. At the end, I would like to give my special thanks to Vance Stevens because of making this class, and all of the participants and friends being in this session. And I would like to ask all of you, if you have any application, especially for tablets, I will be very happy. Please email them to Vance and me. We can share them with our friends in teaching and learning online in different sessions and different places. Thank you very much, and see you later.
That's what Learning Together is all about. It's not really, we don't do set pieces here. This is a warning that we have very little time. We are using WizIQ because that's what Morteza can get from Iran. So I'd like to say goodbye. Thank you very much for coming along. Looks like we have some goodbye music. Very nice choice of music there. Good night, everybody.